Hello, YouTube family! We're delving into the life of Malcolm X, one of the most significant characters in American history today. This movie tries to shed light on the civil rights icon's less well-known characteristics and controversy. We'll examine his ideas on integration, his complicated connection with the Nation of Islam, and the allegations of anti-Semitism he endured from his early criminal history to his development into an advocate. Now learn the truth about Malcolm X's incredible journey without further ado. Early life and criminal past. Malcolm X, who was given the name Malcolm Little and was born on May 19, 1925, in Omaha, Nebraska, had a difficult upbringing. Malcolm was exposed to the harsh reality of racial prejudice from a young age, since he was raised in a home that was greatly impacted by racism due to his father's activity and premature death, as well as his family's financial troubles. As a youngster, he began a life of crime by participating in petty stealing and criminal activities. At age 20, his criminal behavior finally caught up with him, resulting in his arrest and incarceration. Malcolm X experienced a pivotal period in his life when he was imprisoned when he joined the Nation of Islam. As he found atonement and purpose in fighting for the rights and empowerment of African Americans, this crucial transition marked the start of his road to becoming an important civil rights leader. Transformation and connection with the Nation of Islam. Malcolm X's significant metamorphosis in prison would change his life path. Malcolm X was introduced to Elijah Muhammad's religious and political movement, the Nation of Islam, and found consolation and a sense of purpose in its teachings. He adopted the nation's philosophy, emphasizing black pride, independence, and secession from the society predominated by white people. Malcolm X rose to prominence within the Nation of Islam after his release from jail by using his captivating oratory abilities to communicate the organization's message to the African American population. His fiery speeches and passionate advocacy for black empowerment resonated with many, and he became a prominent civil rights leader. However, his association with the Nation of Islam was a double-edged sword. While it brought attention to the movement, tensions arose within the organization, leading to a complex relationship with its leadership. Eventually, Malcolm X's evolving beliefs and growing dissatisfaction with certain aspects of the Nation of Islam would lead to his departure from the group, setting him on a new path toward broader activism and a more inclusive approach to civil rights. Controversial views on integration. Malcolm X held controversial views on integration that broke from most of the era's civil rights movement. Malcolm X had a more divisive stance than some other well-known activists who pushed for racial unity and equality. He thought that efforts to integrate would dilute African Americans' distinctive identity and cultural heritage. He believed that integration would essentially entail adapting to a society where white people held majority position, which was harmful to the advancement and empowerment of the black population. As an alternative, he supported the idea of black nationalism and pushed for the independence and self-sufficiency of the African American community. Malcolm X maintained that black people might advance politically, economically, and socially by cultivating a sense of pride and togetherness among themselves. All of his ideas on integration encountered opposition and skepticism. They'd also inspired significant discussions about the best ways to advance racial equality during the civil rights movement. Malcolm X's convictions would change, prompting him to adopt a more inclusive strategy for fighting for civil rights that emphasized collaboration and solidarity across disadvantaged communities. Complex relationship with the Nation of Islam. The relationship between Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam was complex and characterized by admiration and hostility. Malcolm X discovered a feeling of identity, purpose, and belonging when he joined the nation, and this was a key factor in his metamorphosis and ascent to fame. He gained a sizable following as a persuasive and charming ambassador who became one of the company's most recognizable faces. But over time, disputes and internal tensions started to appear despite his commitment to the nation and its founder, Elijah Muhammad. Relationships became tense as Malcolm X's popularity grew, and his outspoken personality occasionally placed him at odds with the leadership's views and choices. Additionally, he went against the separatist doctrine of the nation by being open to dialogue with other civil rights workers of any color. Malcolm X eventually left the Nation of Islam in 1964 due to these conflicts and other interpersonal and political issues. His separation from the nation represented a turning point in his life, putting him on a new path of broader action and a more inclusive approach to civil rights, even though he would continue to advocate for the rights of African Americans. Accusations of anti-Semitism and evolving beliefs. Malcolm X faced accusations of anti-Semitism because of some of the contentious remarks he made regarding Jews while he was a member of the Nation of Islam. He made statements that were criticized by numerous organizations and civil rights advocates for encouraging prejudice and bigotry. However, Malcolm X experienced a deep spiritual epiphany following his split from the Nation of Islam and while making the journey to Mecca. This encounter fundamentally altered his thoughts and worldview. He started to take a more open-minded stance, realizing that all disadvantaged groups were engaged in a battle against injustice. Malcolm X expressed remorse for his previous utterances and distanced himself from his previously controversial opinions. Malcolm X's life was filled with complexities, from his early criminal past to his later advocacy for civil rights and unity. His journey is a testament to the power of personal growth and transformation. While controversy surrounded him, his legacy inspired generations to fight for justice and equality. If you found this video enlightening, give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Until next time, take care and stay curious.